What is up, geeks? Welcome to Lightsaber Training Episode 2. And today's episode, we're going to be talking about Crossguard saber techniques. So I actually have here the Kylo Ren Black Series Force Effects lightsaber. And so I'll be using this to demonstrate some saber techniques that you may have seen in The Force Awakens. And so he actually does some spins in this movie, and it's pretty cool. So I just want to give you guys some hand orientation techniques because you don't want to be cutting yourself with your own lightsaber, so it's very important where your hands are. Alright, so first off, you want to make sure that none of these side blades are above your wrist. Because if you orient your wrist to be right underneath that side blade, when you go to spin, like with a basic forward spin, you can end up doing this. Right there, cutting off your own wrist and losing the battle. So what you want to do is actually have the saber and being able to see each side of the saber right in front of you with your wrist like this. So pay attention to the first person camera right now and see that your saber is looking like this. So that way when you do like a basic forward spin, it doesn't hit. And let me ignite the saber just to demonstrate that. So like a basic spin like this, you don't have to worry about your wrist getting cut off. Now if you do like a basic forward spin, basically you're making two circles on each side of you. So that's what a forward spin is. And you're kind of making the infinity sign in front of you. So it's like this. You don't have to worry about your wrist getting cut off. Even if you were to do two-handed technique, which if you want to do any two-handed technique with any saber, I suggest that you hold with your non-dominant hand at the bottom near the pommel just to give that balance. So again, the basic forward spin is like this, making the infinity sign in front of you, or just making two circles to the side of you. And you're just going to add that second hand there for balance. Because this Crossguard saber can get really heavy, especially if you have the Force Effects Kylo Ren saber. It is pretty heavy. So you can even reverse that spin, do a reverse forward spin. This is with one hand. You're just doing the same exact thing, but opposite. And again, you can add that second hand for balance or for show. And this is a little bit more tricky. You may have seen that I even like slightly grazed my arm there. So you have to be careful. Even if you have your dominant hand oriented the right way, you might just hit your own wrist. So just be careful with using this technique. I wouldn't even suggest it. You can use one hand for this one, unless the saber is really heavy. And you can even do a reverse grip. So I'll get into the reverse grip now. We actually see Rey using this grip with her saber. Now it's a little bit more complicated with Kylo Ren's. Of course, you want to make sure you're not cutting off your own wrist. So here is the same kind of idea. You want it to be looking like this. So pay attention now to the first person camera. So I'll ignite the saber again. And now I'm going to do a basic forward spin like I did before. The same exact way. Now, like I said before, if you're holding it like this is the wrong way to go about it. The reason why? You're already going to cut off your wrist if you try to do a basic forward spin. But let's say you have it pointing like that. Now you don't have to worry. And now you can do a basic forward spin using a reverse grip technique. Now Rey actually uses a reverse grip technique, but with two hands in the movie. So I wouldn't even suggest it with the Crossguard saber. You can use it if you're using her Graflex saber or any other saber that doesn't have the Crossguard. But here, just to demonstrate, I'll ignite the saber. If I'm using two hands for the reverse grip technique, doing a basic forward spin, I'm going to end up cutting my wrist. Right now I'm not, just because I'm being careful. But it's very easy to even, if your saber gets out of place, it's easy to cut off your arm. So I wouldn't suggest it. It's a little risky. But as you can see, if you're careful, you can do it. And lastly, like I did for last episode, in episode 1, I was doing the Obi-Wan infinity spin. And we actually see that in the movie, which is really cool. It's not exactly the same, but Kylo Ren actually uses it in a way it makes sense, you know. In episode 3, when Obi-Wan and Anakin are using it for their battle, it's kind of like for show, a little fancy and whatever, but here Kylo Ren uses it to block an attack. So what he actually did, Rey was attacking, trying to get his leg at that one point, and he blocks at the bottom, blocks Rey from hitting his leg, and then spins out. So that added spin is kind of like for momentum for the next attack, which they made it practical, it made sense. So let me demonstrate that while igniting the saber. So he would block here and spin out. Block here, then spin out. Okay, so let's say he was fighting. Boom, 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 boom. So those are some crossguard saber techniques. Again, just to remind you guys, hold the saber like this. Don't hold it like this. Now, you might want to hold it like this just because you might want to start off your battle looking all cool with the crossguard like this. But, I mean, you can kind of reorient your hand during the battle if you want to play smart. Because you've seen in other demonstration videos, I'll start out like this, but then I'll reorient my hand. And it's very important if you have a crossguard saber to reorient your hands, because you don't want to cut off your own wrist. So that is episode 2 of lightsaber training. I hope you guys liked it. And there are more to come, guys. I just have to have more ideas and more requests from you guys so I can think of other videos to give you. But until next time, thank you guys for watching this video. Embrace, express, and enjoy yourself. May the Force be with you always, my young Padawan.